guys, hope you liked the intro there. This is Sugar, of course. I'm just going to be talking a little bit about what you guys just saw, because there is a lot of moving parts going on, obviously. So this is my cake factory. This is an example of one of the many factories that you could make in Minetorio. So yeah, obviously the main goal here is to make cake, and so you have to do quite a lot to do that. Why did I choose cake? Well, I think it was one of the more complicated things to make, and I don't know who doesn't love cake, so let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing that we need to look at is, what does a cake take to make? Well, you need milk buckets, eggs, wheat, and sugar. So, I think the easiest one to get was actually milk. So the milk right here comes from this cow and sometimes the cow over there. This is like a little animal section of the factory. But right here, there's a little device called the milker, which right now there's no empty buckets in here, but if I go and throw one in, you'll see that it'll go ahead and suck up the milk from the cow right there, and it gets put on the line right here, right on the belt. So milk was super easy. The only catch with milk was that I had to actually return the empty buckets back so we could keep the factory going. So right now the factory's stopped because we've hit max storage here, but let's get rid of a couple of these cakes, shall we? So now we got rid of some of the cakes. This will run up, this will have space now, so you're going to see that's going to use some of the buckets. The buckets are going here, and then underground, I have a little belt here that goes under that you don't see with the empty buckets. They come up here, and then right here, they go back into the milker here. So they get put right back in here. And then these obviously get milk, and then the cycle repeats itself. So pretty cool. That was the only trick with the auto milker. The next step was getting the eggs. Well, obviously you can get them from chickens. So the chickens, I believe they lay eggs. One chicken will lay an egg between 5 to 10 minutes. So I think there's 16 of them in here, so that's like 1 egg a minute. So when they make an egg, it'll get put into here, and actually I can kind of emulate it too, so I can actually just drop it. And I'm using the auto collector for this. So the auto collector can pick up items that are dropped on the ground. And so you'll see in a second here that this should pop into there. And there it goes. It popped it in there, and it got sucked into there. Now it's got put on the line. I can see there's a bit of backlog here currently in this buffer chest here with the eggs, just because you can never have too many eggs, right? So the eggs are really straightforward. The eggs get picked up, they get put into here, and they go all the way down the belt, and yep, just straight into here. So I guess actually the eggs is probably the easiest one. The milk was the interesting one. And that's the animal products for the cake. So now we needed the next part of the factory, which is the crop part. So there's interesting part here for the wheat. So the wheat, we have a little setup here, and obviously the growth speed is increased for the demonstration and for the video. But you can see at these crops, they get planted by the planter here, because the auto planter uses a hoe, and it just simply plants the seeds that it has at the expense of durability and some power. But yeah, it plants it, and then it does all this, then they slowly grow, and then the auto harvester here will actually break them, but the system's completely backlogged now, so now it's stopped. But if I were to go ahead and just nab some of these, then it should go ahead and start gathering again. But yeah, so the gatherer here just gathers up, the harvester, I mean, the auto harvester uses the hoe, puts all the resources in here, and they move onto the belt, and then from the belt, they then move into this chest. And you can see that this chest is obviously backlogged, so its production's been very maxed out. So from here, though, we had to do something interesting. We don't want the seeds to go here, because we don't want the seeds going into the crafter over here. So we had to actually apply a filter on the mover here to only consider wheat. So it only moves wheat here, and then seeds, we put a filter here, and we put the seeds back into the planter. So it's a pretty close system. It's not perfect, obviously, because this could back up. You know, in this case, eventually you could end up with way more wheat than seeds. So you could change this by simply adding more buffer chests into here, or you could just simply delete some of them using redstone by having it get ejected out of the chest at a certain amount, or you could split these into separate containers as well. So yeah. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, the wheat goes out here, goes onto the belt, then it goes all the way down here, and then it gets put into the crafting device. And the very last ingredient was sugarcane. So we need sugar, obviously. In order for us to get the sugar, we have to craft the sugarcane into sugar. So right here we have another auto harvester. This one isn't in range of this, so it's not going to gather the crops there. but instead it's going to destroy the very top piece of a cane if it can. So if I take this, we'll see it'll destroy the top piece of a cane in a second here. There we go. And then it'll obviously go back. It's got really fast regrowth time. But then it gets put into the inventory here, and yep, and then it moves right. This mover will move it straight from here right into this crafter here. And if I go in and take the sugar out of here, you'll see that. Oh, I must have actually managed to snipe one of them there. But yeah, it go in and creates it into sugar, and then this mover takes it right from the crafter right onto this side of the belt. And obviously, the way that I'm keeping these on the same side of the belts, if you've played Factorio, it works exactly the same way. So if you have a inserter, or in this case a mover, on the right side of a belt, it will put it on the right side of the belt. If it's on the left side, like the wheat here, it'll only dispense on the left side. So yeah, then the sugar goes all the way down here, and then this final crafter does the very last bit of crafting here. So like right now, it's saying there's no output space for buckets. That's because there's no place for the cakes to go. So if we give the cakes somewhere to go by deleting some of them, there we go. We go into here, we'll go ahead and see it start creating some. So we got some movement going on again. There we go, the empty buckets go back there, and that's it. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the short little video. I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff you could do here. And I guess the last thing I could show is some of the power systems. So now with the new, at the premium version, you can have power enabled. This all uses power. And this is all being powered off of just one combustion generator here, which produces 10 power every tick, and then I have a battery here that stores the power into, and then I have a pylon here which currently has a battery icon above it, which it shouldn't, but that's okay. But yeah, in the power generator, it's just burning coal, blocks of coal, which lasts quite a while, and this produces a bit of power, and it's able to maintain the whole factory, which is pretty surprising. But yeah, so it's pretty straightforward though. It's pretty cool. I just thought it would be really cool to show off an actual use case of the, of Minetorio in action. There is so many other factories you could make. This is one of the more complicated ones. And to be fair, if you're like a Factorio player, the throughput of this is not very good. You could really you could make this a lot better and make a lot of cakes. And I didn't even show that there's other ways to make these belts move faster by overdriving them. And there's plenty of other ways to make this scale up larger. But yeah, so anyways, I'll just leave it up to your imagination of some of the other things you could do. If you want to check out the resource, the plugin link is in the description below. There's a free version available for download. There's also a premium one available, which has all the features I've shown here. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys check out the resource, and I'll see you again soon. All right, ciao.